Many companies tend to think about, obviously their survival. They're thinking about how do we make sure that we grow in a tough economic situation. And there are companies out there have gone the next level, and there's quite a few of them that I've engaged with that have really taken it to another level to make certain that there is some form of financial wellness within the organization and there's buy-in into what they're trying to achieve. So there's certain companies out there who, actually, let's start there. Most companies tend to provide some type of share option to the directors of the business, the C-suite people. You get share buybacks that happens as well within various organizations, but it's never trickled down to those that work on the ground level. And from my experience, I've noticed that there's certain companies that have offered that to their employees, where employees were offered a piece of the business as shareholding into the business that they've never had in their lives before. The moment the employees had a stake in the business, the way they saw the business changed completely. And it is important to understand how impactful that was for and is for the employees, that the employees cared about the financial well-being of the company, that the employees made certain that others were performing to the standards that we expect employees to perform at on a daily basis. The need for performance management wasn't as high from an HR perspective, but more from the fact that employees understood that if we work hard, we get rewarded at the end of the day as well, being shareholders, having a stake within the business. I've come across one hotel that's stuck in the, I think it's in the Western Cape, inland side, where they're one of the larger employers in that area. And they made certain as well that the employees had a vested interest within their organization as well. So they were shareholders in there. And by doing so, the area became the safest area in that region because the employees made certain in the community that tourists that came to visit could go on a horse ride at dusk, could go on a horse ride at dawn, because they knew that by the tourists coming there, spending their money, it was an opportunity for them to grow financially as well. And that for me is such a powerful thing where companies tend to give a little bit more to the employees to ensure their wellness. And that comes back tenfold to the organization because there were more tourists that were coming there. They felt safe in South Africa because the community made certain that the tourists that came were absolutely safe. And they knew at the end of the day that the more tourists that came there, the better financially they would be, for future generations to come, because their fathers were working at the hotel, their children will work at the hotel as well, and potentially their grandchildren.